Welcome, fellow freaks, geeks, and nostalgic peeps, to my last Escape the Readathon vlog. Today is Wednesday, the 24th. We have exactly 7 days, 1 week, to freaking kill it and escape the haunted house. I am on Team Film Crew, as you guys might have heard. The creepin', the peepin', we've been doing it all month long. Can we escape with all the juicy footage that we have taken from the haunted house of the other teams? I don't know, but I hope so. We will soon find out in a week's time, or so. I don't know when Lexie's gonna announce the winner, if it's like the last day or the day after, like the first day of June or whatever. Anyway, super pumped, gonna be reading a ton. I did finish 2 books that I didn't vlog. Or maybe it was 3 books. I can't remember. I definitely just finished last night, and I know I didn't vlog it. I finished Hex. I freaking loved that book. Still thinking about it. 5 stars. Easy. Was teetering at first between a 4.5 and a 5 when I was like midway through, because the beginning didn't hook me right away. Like 50 pages, it took me to get into it really, like, a lot. And I don't know if that's because of the audio or whatever, but once I got to the end, and the ending was great, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm giving this a 5. So that was wonderful. That was recommended to me by Amy from Amy Noel Reads. She is also a co-host. She's a co-host of Team Ghost Tour. So, woo, Amy, check her out. She's wonderful. She and a whole bunch of other friends recommended me books. Usually it's 12 friends recommend 12 books. I, of course, had to be extra, and 19 books, or the books that were suggested to me for this year, because some people suggested more than 1 book. I did ask 12 friends, but yeah, they recommended more than 1, so I have 19 books. Out of the 19, I think I've read 9, so that's not too bad. But yeah, so far, Amy's recommendation out of the 9 I've read is my favorite of all the friend recommendations, and I really enjoyed Hex quite a bit. Amy recommended 2 books, so I have another book to read from her this year. Probably not this month, though. So after reading Hex, we were at a door. Now I could just mood read because we passed the door. So, I don't know if I'm going to stick with what my plan was, or if I'm going to, veer away from that. We will see. I will check in later when I make decisions, because it takes me forever to make a decision, and I've got work to start. So I will check in later after the decision is made, and we will see what we get up to. But until then, hope you guys are having a great day or night. Alright guys, I will see you later. What is it, Paul?
Our old wrestling podcast.
Yeah, so it's us.
Yes.
We look like demons, though.
Creative liberties on how in shape I am, too.
You're supposed to be CM Punk. Remember? That's why you've got the tape on your arms?
Was I? I don't even remember that.
Yes.
Speaking of which, there's rumors that he is going to be back.
Okay, Paul and I are going on a distillery tour. He thinks I'm gonna get crunk. I don't. So we are taking video evidence of the before, and we will take a video after, see if I am crunk or not. So here we go. I'm not drunk. Paul thinks I am. It's just really bright out here. He thinks that we should show my beady eyes, but I think I'm fine. So I really do think
and
I'm
the giggle
fine.
proves it.
So we're gonna go home now. And somehow he thinks we're gonna run later. It's bullshit. There's no way. Alright, let's go.
Let's tell everybody exactly what you had.
I had 3 shots.
No, see, they weren't even shots. They were just little tasters.
I have a picture of how small it is. It's like this big. And it wasn't even full.
And then 1 sweet cocktail.
Yes, that was like honey, whatever.
But you were already feeling it with the tasters.
A little, but not really. I'm fine. It's just the brightness, you know. That's about it. It's just too bright. Hey guys, it's been a couple of days since I actually checked in, even though I have been shooting some B-roll and do plan on shooting more B-roll. I am into a new book. I am about 50% into Ghost Train by Stephen Laws. Having such a good time reading this. The audio is awesome. It's this British narrator that I keep listening to for different books, and not on purpose, but I'm used to his voice now and I really like it. So this is a lot different than I expected so far. A lot about different dreams that are happening and how the guy having these dreams is really scared, and there seems to be this voice kind of telling him to cross over the platform, and it kind of wants him to step off the platform and, you know, go onto the tracks. There's a lot more to it than that. It's hard to explain, but it says,
"It always began this way, ever since Mark Davis had fallen from the rushing train. Surrounded by a swirl of purple fog, every day was a day in hell. Haunted by dreams filled with fear, urged again and ever again to return to the train station, Davis is caught in a maelstrom of nightmares and voices and something struggling to control him. And there is something there, something of the train, something strong enough to drive men to murder, to steer children to kill, something reveling in death. There is something riding the train, and it wants to be free. Until it is, there is only hell for Mark Davis, whether he lives or dies."
very entertaining so far. I think I'm going to like it. It's going to be at least a 4-star unless the end is terrible. I'm also about 74 pages into You've Lost a Lot of Blood. I started this like quite a while ago. I'm putting this on pause right now because we're doing prompts for Escape the Readathon. So one of the prompts is to read a book that has a title with 1 more word than the previous book you just read. So I just read Hex, it's the last book I completed, and Ghost Train has 1 more word than Hex does. I am also 60% into Monstrilio, and the other prompt we have is to read a book you first heard about on social media, and I definitely heard about that book on social media, so sorry, he just had a reverse sneezing fit. You okay now? Okay? He's okay. Oh, look at him. So anyway, yeah, I am liking Monstrilio a lot. It's definitely grief horror. I would even say it's just like grief fiction because it's not all pure horror. It's definitely taking a deep dive into the main characters and how they're handling the grief over the death of their son. Also, I got approved to get an arc of Maeve Fly. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, I'm super stoked I have the audio, and that would work for a book I heard about on social media. So I might start and try to finish that before the end of the readathon. I don't know, we'll see, fingers crossed. I'd really like to get to that before it's released, since I got approved by NetGalley to get the audio, and I want to, like, review it and talk about it before it comes out to the public. Alright guys, that is it for my check-in, and I will see you guys later. Hey guys, checking in again. So I finished Ghost Train by Stephen Laws. Really enjoyed it, gave it a 4-star. You know, was it perfect? No. Was it believable? Absolutely not. The climax was really exciting and fun, so that was a good time. I also started Night of the Living Trekkies, which is a zombie book with some Star Trek elements, so I'm really excited because I like Star Trek The Next Generation, and so far there's already been a couple of Star Trek references, including my favorite Star Trek, and the only one that I actually absolutely love, TNG. they mentioned Captain Picard, and I was like, haha, Picard, bitch! Anyway, that's really enjoyable so far, using audio and reading along physically. I don't have the book in my hands because it's in my bedroom, but the cover's cool. I'll show you guys in a, like, future check-in or whatever. I only got about 30 pages into that or something, but it's going to be a very short and quick read. Audiobook is very, very short, so I'm going to have that finished very soon. I'm reading that for my friend Kat's Zombiethon, Readathon, and Watchathon. That is happening this month, alongside Escape the Readathon, alongside Horror Mayhem. So it actually works for Horror Mayhem and for Escape the Readathon as well as Zombiethon, so it's like hitting all three things for me, so it's perfect. And I'm very excited because Kat and I are going to be talking about the book on Tuesday of this week, which is tomorrow. Already tomorrow. And I'm definitely going to finish before tomorrow night, so I'm not worried about it at all. So that's going to be fun, and I can't wait to discuss it with her. Check out her channel, by the way. She's fabulous. She's marvelous. She's one of my very, very best friends. Her channel is called Kat's Novel Adventures. Go and subscribe. I very much hope you support her, because she's a lot of fun, and she's a lot like me, and she likes a lot of the same things as me. Alright, so besides that, I also still am 62% into Monstrilio. I've got to finish that soon. I'm hoping before the end of the month. I'm hoping in these next 3 days, counting today, I can get a ton done, including Night of the Living Trekkies, including Monstrilio, including, I'm hoping to start and finish Maeve Fly, but we'll see. I don't know if that's gonna happen. That's very ambitious, I think, for the rest of the month, but we'll see. Also, I didn't even tell you guys, I started and finished another book. It was very short, and I decided to read it on a whim. It is a book that is part of the S Squad series that I actually started earlier this year with my book club pick that was picked out by Ali from Criminali. He picked out Infestation for us to read earlier in the year, and so I decided to read the second book in the series, which was called Operation Antarctica, and Infestation was about these giant bugs that this squad had to go up against, and the narration has this awesome Scottish accent because the team is Scottish, and it's amazing. I love the accent. It makes it fun to listen to. So the second book still got the Scottish accent because the team's the same team, and it's great. I love it. I would give it a 3.5 or a 4. It wasn't absolutely amazing, but this one concentrated on zombie Nazis, as well as there was like a flying saucer and other elements too that were just bonkers. It was a very weird story, and I didn't really like the ending that much. It would have been a 4 all the way up into the end, and I was kind of confused of how everything wrapped up, but it was fun. If you want a mindless good time that's kind of like pulpy and just cheesy, I think that would be a good read for you. And if you already started the series, why not continue? So I think I'm gonna read some of these S Squad books every now and then, like in between other reads. So quick, so easy, and if you use audio, the accents are amazing. I love the accents. And they kept calling the Nazis, what did they say? It was so good. It was like,
devious Nazi fuckers!
Like, it was awesome. Like, those devious Nazi fuckers. They said it twice. My accent's totally off. I sound British, or not Scottish just then. But anyway, it is a fun series. I'm having a great time. I will probably continue on the rest of this year and next year and just read a few here and there, like I said. That's pretty much all I've been up to reading-wise, but today, Paul and I are about to go day drinking in the French Quarter, because, you know, I'm from here, New Orleans, and so this is where we are. We're going to go down to the French Quarter, which is only like 15 or 20 minutes from our house, and we're going to freaking have a nice day just walking around, just going in different places. We're going to eat some barbecue. We're just going to drink at random places. I'm hoping we get to go to Two Jacks and get a grasshopper, which is my favorite cocktail, or one of my favorite cocktails. It's like green. It's so good. It's got like this minty flavor. Oh, it's my favorite. I love it. And it's very unique to New Orleans, so you could have it anywhere, but I feel like Two Jacks is very famous for it. I think that's where it was created, that cocktail, so I'm really hoping we go to Two Jacks and stop by and get one, because I'm excited. We might also go to like a new brewery that we've both never been to, and so yeah, we'll just see what we get up to, but I'm gonna bring you guys along, because hello, a trip to the French Quarter, you guys gotta come with me. You gotta see the sights, you gotta see the sounds. You're lucky you don't have to smell the smells, but it is what it is. I will smell the smells for you, and you can get all the other good stuff and avoid the bad smells. Anyway, that is it for me. I will see you guys in the freaking French Quarter. Tell them your theories
Theory?
about me being tipsy, apparently.
She's tipsy after her Pim's cup.
We
After this beer, she'll be drunk.
we did get a Pim's Cup, but Two Jacks was closed, so we didn't get a Grasshopper. I had said that we might get one today, but it was closed. It's so sad.
Yeah, but you got books.
Yes. Well, I got like 2 books.
Books is plural, so
Yes.
that's why I
Well,
said
whatever.
books, not book.
What do you want to say?
All right. We've now been to Crescent City Brew House. We got a Pim's Cup from Napoleon House.
Yes.
And we just went to a new brewery, Skeeta Hawk. How are we feeling, Kelsi?
I'm fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Skeeters.
Skeeta.
Like, from Doug. You don't even know what Doug is, never mind.
No.
It's a cartoon. Nickelodeon. Anyway, his best friend, Doug's best friend, Skeeter. So, never mind.
But we're drunk, aren't we?
No.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're severely buzzed.
I'm fine. Maybe a tiny bit buzzed, like, but hardly any.
Which means destroyed in Kelsi.
No. Hardly anything.
All right.
My hand's steady.
Except it's not really. I can see it shaking in the video.
Whatever.
You're not exactly Matt
My
Damon in The
hand's-
Departed.
Wasn't that Leo's hand who was steady?
I don't know.
Oh, I know The Departed better even when I'm tipsy, apparently. My hand's steady. It's fucking Leo.
They're basically the same person.
They're not. Leo's freaking the best. Way better than Matt Damon. Get out of here. We don't want you.
You're too old for Leo. He doesn't like anybody over age 25.
Whatever. I don't care about Leo in that way. I'm just saying as an actor, he's way better than Matt Damon.
Okay, if you say so.
I do. So does Scorsese.
Okay.
Whatevs. Anyway, I knew whose hand didn't shake. It was Leo, bitch. Anyway, bye.
Sure.
I'm fine.
Fine.
Goodbye. Hey guys! I am about to wrap up this vlog because it's been many freaking many days since I updated, and I was like, oh shit, I've got to update. So I want to close out this vlog so maybe I can get to editing it. So as of today, it is not even May anymore, so Escape the Readathon is sadly over. It is now June 3rd, and so now I'm actually into my slasher reading. However, I still have one book I'm working on that I started in May, which is Maeve Fly. I have not only an audio arc of that now, I have also an ebook arc of that. I said arc for the audiobook, but you know, it's an advanced listening copy. You get what I mean. Anyway, I am loving it. I am 70% in, and that is what I'm about to start picking back up right now, so I should be able to update you guys and close out this vlog, because I know I said I was going to read Maeve Fly, and so I wanted to tell you guys what I thought about it. But some other things I did end up reading and finishing. Night of the Living Trekkies was so fun. I read that for my friend Kat's readathon, Zombiethon, which please check out her channel. She is wonderful, and she did such a great job with her first big massive readathon. She had a smaller one in February, but this was like a massive readathon where she had made an Instagram and she also made a Discord, so she did very, very good. And this was her group read, and it was so good. I gave it a 5-star, and one of my favorite reads of the month. You don't have to like Star Trek to like the book. You don't even have to like zombies. It had comedy, it had heart, great character development, it had action, it had everything. It even had a little bit of romance, but it wasn't so much to where it would turn off people who don't usually like romance. So honestly, it had it all. So yeah, I really loved it. And Maeve Fly, also loving it. I also read Toothworm, which that was pressured upon me by Lexie. She was like, oh, she was getting people to read it, and actually it's Toothworms, sorry, plural. More than one worm! And I should remember that because the scenes in the book do feature worms, plural. Anyway, it is gross. It's only 7 pages long. I feel weird counting it, but anyway, I was not as freaked out as everyone thought I would be. They had me keep my camera on the closing sprints, which is when I read Toothworms, and they were watching my face, and I started laughing, and Lexie was like, I am seriously concerned for Kelsi. Like, Kelsi is not okay. I was like, oh my god, she's right. Because after, I didn't see her comment, but afterwards I messaged the group chat, and I was like, I'm concerned for myself. There's something seriously wrong with me that, like, I am laughing over disgusting stuff like this. But anyway, I felt absurd. I felt twisted and demented that I did not get too grossed out. It was a fun story. Like, it was great if you like gore and gross, creepy stuff. For being 7 pages, it was chef's kiss. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna give that, it's so short. I feel weird rating it, but I'm gonna give it a 4, I think. And like I said, Night of the Living Trekkies was a 5. I don't know if I forgot anything else. Overall, counting Toothworms, even though it's only 7 pages, I read 27 books for the month of May, and I gotta thank Lexie. She freaking worked her butt off on this readathon. Escape the Readathon was so much fun. I had such a blast, and I'm so honored that she wanted me to be a co-host. It really means the world to me. And guess what, bitch? Film crew won. We escaped the haunted house. Did I not tell you guys that we, because of all the creeping and peeping, would come out victorious with all the freaking juicy footage of the other teams and of all the ghosties in the house? So yes, we escaped. Film crew. I'm so excited. Anyway, funnily enough, I do have a ghost on my shirt. It says, he slimed me, which is from Ghostbusters. Bill Murray says that when he gets slimed by Slimer. So yeah, very appropriate because I didn't get slimed, bitch, I escaped. But there is a ghost on here, which reminds me of Escape the Readathon. Let me just look up my spreadsheet real fast. Okay, I know I talked about Operation Antarctica in this vlog, which I gave a 3.5. That was fun, nothing crazy or amazing. I liked the first one a little better, but the audiobook is a lot of fun, and it's very easy. It's part of a series called S Squad, so that was the second book in that series. I already told you about Night of the Living Trekkies. I also finished You've Lost a Lot of Blood by Eric LaRocca, and that was the first book I ever read from them, and I really enjoyed it. It was a little weird. That didn't bother me that it's weird. I love cosmic horror and stuff, but I don't know, I feel like it was a little disjointed in the formatting, and so because of that, originally I thought I was going to rate it a 4, but I think I've settled on a 3.5 now after having a few days. I finally finished Monstrilio, which was incredible. I spent the entire month reading that little by little on my Kindle, and then towards the end I got approved for an advanced listening copy from NetGalley, which I was really excited about, and I did enjoy the audio very much, so thank you to NetGalley for that listening copy. And I went back and listened to some of the audio from the beginning of the book just to be able to, you know, rate it fairly in terms of narration, but the story, regardless of the narration, which the narration in all cases was great, but regardless of that, taking that out of the equation, it was an amazing read, a 4.5 star. I just gave it 4.5 instead of 5 only because Sometimes it took me a little while to get into the different points of views of the story, because the story is told from multiple point of views, and there's a point in the story where it jumps ahead many years into the future, and it took me a little while to get back into the story after that. I kind of wished we would have gotten a little peek into some of the time in between, you know, where we were and then where we jumped to. So it is what it is. Overall, though, almost perfect. I freaking loved the book. The emotion, I think it read more like a literary horror book versus just a plain out horror book. In fact, I think people will be disappointed if they go in thinking it's going to have a lot of horror, because it really doesn't. It's more of an emotional read. It has a way more grief in it than horror, in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some unsettling things. There are some bloodshed scenes as well, but, you know, it is what it is. I loved it nonetheless because it was so well written and so impactful in terms of how it affected me emotionally. I did tear up at the end, I will say. So that's a 4.5. I already told you about Toothworms, which I think I'm going to give a 4. And that was all my reads for the end of May. And even though Maeve Fly, I am going to count for June, not for May. I did talk about starting that in this vlog, so I'm going to finish it in this vlog and let you guys know if I'm right and if it really will be a 5-star, because as of this moment, I am freaking loving it. I loved it at like 5% in. This girl loves Halloween, she loves Halloween music, and even though she's a psychopath, I can relate to the Halloween parts about her. If you like character studies, I think you'd like this book. If you don't like being in a single character's head for the most part, then I think you could possibly not enjoy it. However, it's got a lot of atmosphere, it's got a lot of cringy thoughts that the main character is thinking, but she's very fascinating. I really like her. She's kind of a badass, even though she's kind of a psychopath at the same time. I don't know. She's pretty cool. She's pretty badass in terms of, she's all like, why can't women just freaking, you know, give in to their darker desires? Why do they have to be a victim to be allowed to express their rage? I just really like her and her thoughts. Not that I'd ever express my rage just cause, but I like how badass she is and how she doesn't give two flying Fs about what anyone else thinks in some ways. So anyway, that is my thoughts as of now. This is a very long update, but this next clip after this will not be very long. It will be kind of concise because we'll be wrapping things up. Alright guys, see you hopefully in just like an hour or two. We will see. Toodaloo. He scared away the cardinal. Sunbathing. It's the next day. I didn't check in after I finished yesterday. I freaking loved Maeve Fly. It was so good. 5 stars. Easy 5 stars. Ugh. So amazing. Very fascinating character to be following for the whole novel. Narration was great for the audiobook as well. Really, really loved the narration. I just had such a great time with it. Reminded me of American Psycho, the movie. I haven't read the book, but a lot of people compare it to the book that I know have read it, like my friend Katrina. And she said it's actually more interesting than American Psycho. So I think that's what the author was going for. I freaking had such a good time. The Halloween references were awesome. The ending was bonkers. There was a kill at one point that was like, whoa, what the hell? Like my eyes got big because it was something creepy and something that really creeps me out. And yeah, the cover. This wouldn't be for the faint of heart. There's some extreme stuff in it, I think. But really, it's a character study. It's very psychological, but then there is some violence too at the end. So overall, a very interesting read. I think it'd be a great read for Halloween because of all the references. And yeah, I'm so glad I read it. And I'm so glad that I was a co-host for Escape the Readathon. Thank you again to Lexie. Guys, if you're not subscribed to her, you have to subscribe. Please subscribe. Also subscribe to my co-host, which I will link below. I really had a great time, and even though it's June now, I'm freaking missing Escape the Readathon. It was really fun. I'm actually doing a slasher readathon right now, so I'm going to start another vlog, but I have to edit this one first. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate your time. If you read any of the books I read or talked about in this vlog, please comment below. And I hope you had an awesome May. I will be talking about it more in a May wrap-up video, so that is to come very soon, hopefully. Alright guys, sorry for the jams. I just woke up, and it's really late. It's like 11. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that. But this time, that is it for me. Till next time, you guys know what you can do. Keep on killing it. Woo, film crew! Bye, guys.